All right, and we are back in the lobby bar for the week of August the 14th, 2023. Brian and Michaela here with you as always. And Michaela, I had a pretty musical week myself. I made it out to a concert for a lesser known artist. Some people might have heard of this performer, but I went and saw Beyonce last week. It was amazing. It was a magical time, but it was very hot indeed. There were not enough cocktails to go around, although I did have a tasty one I'm going to talk about here in a minute. But hopefully you had something to cool down these summertime highs, get us ready. We keep going on and on about how hot it is this summer, but I think we've been doing a good job of getting some refreshing cocktails coming, and you have a good one today.
I certainly do. And it's a little bit reminiscent of Beyonce because she made the album Lemonade, right? And
She
this has
did.
lemon
Yes.
in it. It's not quite it's not I
Did
don't
you
know if
just
it's quite
liken
as good
yourself
as
to Beyonce? You're like the cocktail Beyonce? Is that?
no, I am not nearly that cool. I would never even deign to try and be in the same planet of planets as Beyonce. She's amazing. However, I do think that Beyonce, if you're listening, you're amazing. Number one. And number two, I'd love it if she tried this drink. She probably has. It probably is something, it seems like something she would drink because it's like super sophisticated and also like super
Mm,
refreshing. It's
okay.
got lemons in it. I think she likes lemons. I don't know. She made a whole album about it. So it's called the Limoncello Spritz.
Oh, okay. That sounds excellent because we are a big fan of the Spritz. We just did a Hugo Spritz a couple weeks ago. Aperol Spritz we've talked about off and on here, which is one of our favorite kind of summertime staples. And limoncello, if you don't know out there, I don't know about you, Michaela, but limoncello is my jam. I love me some limoncello.
I do too. I love it in Italy when I'm with a former boss, just hanging out in a bar somewhere. You know who you are. I love making my homemade limoncello. That's
Hmm.
something that we should probably do on Drink the Music. If we have not, I don't think we've done it yet. So I need to
No.
make like a TikTok or something about how to make limoncello because it's actually not hard to make. And it's amazing. It's very, very refreshing and it's not super sour. If you like limoncello, if you've never had limoncello, it's kind of syrupy. It's like a syrupy lemon
Mm-hmm.
liqueur.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
it is yeah, it is kind of this more sugary concoction. So you generally drink it like ice cold. Like if I pick up a bottle of limoncello from the liquor store, I will just stash that in the freezer until I'm ready to have some, and then I'll have some, just a little bit like after dinner or something, or kind of as a little bit of a nightcap kind of a thing. But limoncello is really good, and you can get a bunch of them. They're available, just at your liquor store now. I would specifically try to make sure you're getting one from Italy. Those seem to be of much higher quality than any of the other ones, kind of the more mass-produced ones that you might find at your liquor store. But go and give those a try because they're very excellent, and you're going to need a bottle if you want to make up a limoncello spritz.
It is really easy to make a limoncello spritz. Now, I'm going to tell you both ways in which to do this because you could do this as an individual, or you could do it like me. You could do a pitcher for the whole party. I prefer the pitcher way because it's even easier. You're going to take a bottle of Prosecco because this is limoncello, which means it's Italian and you want Italian bubbles. You don't have to do that if you're like me and you love Wycliffe. That's like $5. I guess you could do that too. But you're going to take a whole bottle of that. You're going to put it in like a pitcher. You're going to add 2 cups of limoncello, and then you're going to top that up with a cup of your favorite like club soda or Pellegrino, something like soda water, something to give it even more effervescence and kind of make it a little bit lighter. So that's if you're going to create a pitcher for your friends. If you're not, and you're going to play it safe and just have one at a time, that's fine too. I don't know what you're going to do with the rest of your Prosecco, but you're going to take 3 ounces of Prosecco, add that to 2 ounces of your limoncello, and add that to 1 ounce of soda water. And you can put that in a really fun drink. You can accent it with like a little lemon slice. Yeah. And then you're going to sit back and like look at everybody else sweating because you are going to be cool as a lemon.
Cool as a lemon, or tart as a lemon, sour. I don't know. But yeah, it's basically just that same kind of spritz formulation. So 3 ounces of your prosecco, 2 ounces of your liqueur. Aperol being the classic one there. We use limoncello here in this instance, and then topping it off with a bit of club soda. Obviously, you could garnish this with a slice of lemon. That would be nice, but you could also use like a slice of orange would be a fun little kind of
Ooh.
accompaniment to that lemon flavor, or strawberry or something like that, because a lot of those flavors are going to pair up really nice with lemon. Think of your favorite lemon dessert and go to town that way. But that is the limoncello spritz. That is delicious. We love it. I don't know if Beyonce loves it or not. I think your theory is pretty good that she might. But I will say one thing for sure, that Beyonce was real good in concert. Got to see her right here locally in Charlotte this past week. She came out and played for about 2.5 hours roughly.
Whoa.
Kind of broke it down into like 5 different sets. So she'd come out and do like four to five songs, some dancing, and then she would go and do like a costume change, come back out and do like the next set of like 4 to 5 songs, and kind of kept going back and forth that throughout the night. It was really kind of impressive, and kind of the scope of the way that the stage was set up, and the backdrop, and all the performers and dancers, and the marching band kind of instruments coming out and playing and stuff. She even rode on that big sparkly horse that you see on her new LP kind of cover image there. She came on that. It was flying around the stadium. It was pretty nuts, but it was a really good time, and had a lot of fun seeing Beyonce in concert. And I had a lot of fun having a pretty fancy cocktail before the show. Now, I sent this to you, Michaela. We were at a restaurant called La Belle Helene. If you're in Charlotte, go there. It's very delicious. They have a really good cocktail menu, but they had something called a fromage martini. And I said, fromage, that is cheese. What does that mean? But this was put together with some Belvedere Smoggery Forest vodka, thyme, and Comté cheese. So I asked our very fabulous bartender, I said, what is the deal with this fromage martini? And she said that basically they take that Comté cheese and they take the rinds of that and basically soak that vodka in it. Now, that particular Belvedere vodka is made out of rye, which is interesting. So it has a little bit kind of more character almost in a way than your traditional, like vodka, like your wheated vodka or your, corn based or potato based vodka. So that was really interesting, and it gave it almost this like dirty martini sort of vibe, because it had kind of that same like saltiness that you would normally get from the olive brine, but it wasn't quite as like upfront. It was real subtle and real delicious. This was really good. It was really interesting. It was something I never would have like thought of or dreamt of to do with a cocktail or to infuse something like that. But it was pretty good. Michaela, are you going to be trying out a cheese martini? That's two of your favorite things.
They are two of my favorite things. I have to say, when you sent me the picture of the description, I was like, this is either going to be amazing or it's going to be real gross. Because I don't know. I love Comté cheese though. It's like a super creamy, like I don't know, just the mouthfeel of it is like buttery and amazing. So the picture looked great. I'm glad to see or hear that it was really good. I'm definitely intrigued, and now I've got to find this vodka, because I bet it would be really good with we could do a charcuterie board martini, maybe put like a salami stick in it, or oh no, what we could do is we could add it to a Bloody Mary and make it like super umptious,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you
because
could do
Bloody
that.
Marys now are known for putting everything in them, right? So we could like
Yeah.
add bacon to it or something. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, give it a lot of extra. I don't know what is that umami flavor there in a Bloody Mary. So yeah, so that was a
Yeah.
really interesting technique. It's something that I found really interesting, but it was really delicious. So props to them for coming up with that one. It was a good one. And speaking of other things that are good, Michaela, I don't know how much you knew about this, but your husband texted me a picture of your brand new record player. That seems very timely for the launch of our Drink the Music episodes.
Yes. We are grateful that Best Buy had a sale, and my husband got very excited and went out and was like, this is the moment. And of course, I was like, well, this is an amazing moment. Do we have any vinyls to listen to? And luckily, Anthony had been saving like all of Chris Cornell and Pearl Jam and Temple of the Dogs, like super special vinyl series, that stuff that he's bought for years and not been able to play. Now we have, I don't know,
As you do, as you
37
do.
of these records. So that's great. So more on Drink the Music coming forward, because I'm sure we're going to go to our Patreon site and we're going to have another voting opportunity for folks. because that's the only music on vinyl that I have to listen to at this point. So
That's
that'll be great.
That's right. Well, luckily I have a few more options than that 90s grunge that your husband only pays attention to there in vinyl land. But yeah, we're gonna have a bunch more stuff coming your way out there. Speaking of the Patreon, that's where the voting goes on for our albums we're going to be covering. It's patreon.com/drink the movies. Go there. You can vote in our weekly poll, get bonus episodes, bonus content, bonus cocktail hangouts, all that sort of stuff. And we had the poll this week, and we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's album Folklore from 2020, and musical tip for everyone out there. Go ahead and listen to Folklore. That's going to be important. But you're also going to want to listen to The National because Aaron Dessner, who is the guitarist for The National, served as co-writer and co-producer on Folklore. And there's lots of ties between these kind of this Folklore album and the way that The National sounds. So my favorite from them is Trouble Will Find Me, but they have a new one out. I think it's like the first 2 pages of Frankenstein, something like that. Taylor Swift actually comes on and does a duet on that album there. So listen to some National, get ready for that. Go back and listen to our episode last week, Coldplay's Viva La Vida or Death and All His Friends. That was a really great episode, and very excited to be having that out. And make sure you go over to Patreon so you can vote on what's coming next. We'll get that poll up here probably in the next day and leave that voting up open through the weekend. So, Michaela, we're going to be listening to Taylor Swift. Neither of us were able to score tickets to Taylor this time around. She's coming back next year, so maybe second time's a charm. But we will be listening to her album and talking about it on the main show this week.
We will, and I'm so excited. There's a lot. There's just a lot. It's more than 10 songs, so there was a lot of deep dives.
That's right. We went through two 10-song albums our first 2 weeks and going a little bit longer here with Miss Taylor Swift. So we're going to be doing that on the main show this week on Thursday. So make sure you check that out. Listen to all those things. Send us your favorite music recommendations. Let Michaela know where she should be going buying her vinyl albums. Probably a local record shop. That's the best place to do it. Try out a Limoncello Spritz and let us know what you think about that. And we'll talk to everyone next week in the lobby bar.